Hello, I'm Ethan, and this is Jonah. We're going to be talking about the evolution and limitations of small arms in the Revolutionary War from the English, French, and colonial forces.
First, we will talk about the British weapons and their limitations at the beginning of the war.
For some information, the Revolutionary War was from 1775 to 1783.
The colonies were angry at Parliament for putting into effect acts that would put tax on the colonies without their representation, without them having a say in anything. At the beginning of the war, the British had two types of soldiers, infantrymen and officers. The infantrymen were armed with a brown-bess musket and a bayonet.
The officers were armed with a silver hunting sword and a flintlock pistol. The brown-bess rifle was accurate within 100 yards, give or take a foot in any direction, and it took a skilled soldier to fire off 3 rounds in a minute.
At the beginning of the war, the colonies only had rudimentary tools and hunting rifles to fight the British. With a lack of viable weapon options, the colonies took to stealing the weapons from the dead British.
Using this tactic, they gained a large amount of British brown-bess muskets in addition to their hunting rifles.
The British did not change much of their arsenal throughout the Revolutionary War, but they did make one significant advance with the Ferguson Rifle.
The Ferguson Rifle was one of the first breech-loading weapons. It could fire up to 6 shots a minute and was accurate up to 200 yards in the hands of an experienced soldier. In addition, it could be used while sitting down and could be reloaded without having to stand up. Unfortunately for the British, they only made 200 to 300 of them due to cost problems. This reenactment. Jonah is with the Ferguson rifle, the breech-loading weapon, and Ethan is here with the really bad brown vest.
The colony's arsenal did, like the British arsenal, have many evolutions. At the beginning of the war, as said, they started with hunting rifles, but by the end they were using the British brown vesses and Charleville muskets from the French. The Charleville musket was favored by the colonies for accuracy and superiority to the brown vest.
This is a Kentucky or Pennsylvania rifle, which was a very accurate musket in the right hands. The colonies also used the Kentucky rifle for sharpshooters. The French went to the aid of the colonists in an attempt to indirectly take down the British Empire. They armed them with French naval vessels, weapons, and in some cases, professional soldiers.
The French brought their Charleville muskets to the fight, and that rifle was favored by the colonists. The French cavalry had a model 1763 or 1776 flintlock pistol, also with their sabers. And no, not lightsabers, just plain old sabers.
Thank you for watching our documentary on the evolution and limitations of Revolutionary War era weapons. We thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.